everyone, welcome back to my channel. So before we start, don't forget to subscribe with the button down below. If you want to, you can hit the notification bell, but I'm not very great at uploading yet. I'm working on it, so you won't hear the notification bell very often. So for now, just subscribe. And then obviously, if you like what you see, like the video. If you don't like what you see, don't give it a thumbs down because that's kind of mean. Just move on. I'd love to hear your comments, especially on this video. Today we're going to talk about interview, just a snippet of interview, not a very long video. But some of my most important things when I go into my interviews personally. If you're new to the channel or you don't know me at all, I have been competing in pageants for 20 years, have been coaching for about 6 years, and I've also been judging for about as long as I've been coaching, but I prefer the coaching side, so I don't do a lot of judging because I tend to know a lot of the girls that I would be judging, and that's not smart. I have had a lot of success, both myself in my pageant career, as well as a lot of the girls that I have helped coach. We have several local, state, and international awards, including some overall titles there. So I don't like to brag, but I do like to give my little spiel there. So the reason this video came about is one of the girls that I'm coaching is competing in a preliminary Miss America pageant tonight, actually. Or at least the night that I'm filming, probably not the night it's uploaded. And it's a pretty competitive pageant. This particular local is very competitive. They have about 20 girls competing, and several of them are quite competitive. And I'm really excited for her and her opportunities. And she had her interview this morning, and she sent me a message afterwards about some of the things that we had talked about that she was able to utilize in her interview, and it made me want to make this video. So one of the things that I feel is the most asked question and one of the most difficult questions in a pageant interview is, tell me a little bit about yourself. And I, for one, very much disliked this question. Now, of course, this question is going to come up more for those 13 and older, and especially those that have a platform, but this will definitely benefit anybody. So yeah, let's continue. When asked, tell me about yourself, I used to freeze. Sorry, my camera keeps tilting. Let's see if I can. I used to totally freeze and could not figure out what to say. I would end up restating my name, age, and where I'm from, and that was about it. And what most contestants don't realize is a lot of times your judges have that information in front of them. They know how old you are, they know what your name is, and they may or may not know where you're from, but most of the time that does not matter. Unless you get to the national level, then it can come into play a little bit and can be a little important to share. But again, a lot of times they have that information in front of them. So you're just repeating things that they already know. And it doesn't benefit you in any way in your interview. So sorry if I keep looking there. That's my front door. And there's a lot of people outside. So how do you answer this question if you're not saying your name, age, and where you're from? Well, if you're in a system that deals with platforms, definitely bring up your platform. But don't just say, my platform is da-da-da-da-da. For me, when I competed in the Miss America Outstanding Teen program, which was, oh gosh, a lot of years ago now, over 10 years ago, my platform was asthma awareness. And one of the ways you can introduce it is when they say, tell me about yourself, is you can say, well, my platform is asthma awareness. That's great. They may know that information already too if you're in a platform system. I prefer to answer this very specifically, I choose 3 things about myself that I want those judges to know about me. If you're in a platform system, your platform should be one of those, no matter what. For me personally, I don't really do the platform systems anymore, but if I was still in one and using my old platform of asthma awareness, I would answer it something along the lines of, we'll go with my regular life and my old platform. Something like, I'm a certified optician. I love my job and spend a lot of time helping people see. I have a wonderful husband and we're expecting our first child and we're so excited about the new change in our life. And I'm also an advocate for the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America. And I work really hard to help educate people on what that foundation does and how it can help our communities. The reason I stick with 3 things, and those are 3 things that I really want to talk about. I love my job, I love talking about my job, and I love helping people understand how excited I am about my job. I love my family, and that's something that's really important to me that I want to share with everybody. And because if, like I was saying, we're pretending I'm in a platform system, that platform is very, very important for you to promote. But we don't want it to sound like you're promoting your platform, because it can sound really braggy sometimes. It can come across as I'm spitting all this information at you because I know you want the information rather than I'm communicating with you. And by putting it that way, it's not saying my platform is this and I do this, this, and this for my platform, but it gives the judges an opportunity to then ask about that. So I said my job, my family, and my platform. That gives the judges 3 different things to ask me about, and more than likely they're going to ask about one of those 3 things. So I already know going into my interview, if I answer with 3 things I really want to talk about, more than likely those are the 3 things I get to talk about in my interview. And there's no surprises. So more than likely the judges will say something along the lines of, oh, so what is an optician and how did you come into this career? And I would be able to answer those questions. They may ask more specific about my family. Or they may ask, why asthma awareness? Why the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America? What do you do with them? What do they do? Why did you choose to become an advocate for them specifically? And more than likely, that's going to fill your entire interview. And you can walk out of there knowing that you got to talk about the things that are most important to you and that are most pertinent in the pageant system. And that's my one little quick tip of the day. Obviously, there's a lot more with interview, but that's how I answer what I believe to be one of the hardest questions in interview. I choose the 3 things that I want to talk about most. So again, we're going to recap real quick. For me, now in my life is buying our first house, having an amazing husband and expecting our first kid, and my job. And I know that if I start off my interview talking about those 3 things, those are the 3 things that I get to talk about throughout my whole interview. And I get to share some of the most important parts of my life with the judges, and they're going to very quickly learn who I am and what I stand for based on those 3 things that I choose that are most important in my life. So I would love to hear if you have any questions or comments. If you agree or even disagree, I'd love to hear how you would answer that question. Obviously, this is a really simplified version, and when I work with people one-on-one, I help them figure out what those 3 most important things are in their life and how to word them so that it's easy for the judges to ask questions about them and continue on a conversation. But I don't like to give all of my secrets away on YouTube because I do a lot of pageant coaching. And if you're interested in that, I'll leave my email down below, but you can also find me on Facebook at Pageanting 101 with Alyssa, as well as Instagram with the same name, or you can send an email. It's at pageanting101@hotmail.com. And I would be happy to share some more information with you. Or like I said, comment below, and I try really hard to respond. I'm not super great at YouTube yet. I'm working on it. Anywho, sorry for a little bit of a scattered video. someday I'll get better at 1, making more videos, and 2, being slightly more prepared when I start my videos. But anyway, hope you have a fantastic day. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, comment, let me know what you think, and we'll see you in the next one.